Buddy, good evening. Thank you everyone for coming again. Hey, Jarvis!
Exactly.
How
Exactly.
are
You're
you?
right.
You're right.
Nervous. I'm nervous.
Oh man,
Yeah.
what a joy, man. That's so cool to hear. Thank you
It's a
so
good
much.
thing. It's a good thing what you got going on to keep everybody, like keep everybody connected. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's good.
that's it, man.
It's good. I miss the
So
gym.
excited. So we need to try to get together somehow.
Sorry?
We all kind of isolated, but we are together in the evening somehow. We just get together with the friends, and so I'm glad you
Yeah,
made it, man. I'm glad you made it. Yeah, I'm.
that's it. That's it, man.
Yeah,
Thanks, family. Hope everybody's okay. And yeah, after this stuff that's going on, once it's over, I hope everything gets back to normal.
that's
You
it.
know?
Everybody gonna come crazy to the gym. Everybody gonna be like, "Wow, I'm missing it so much."
Nice. Definitely, definitely.
First couple of sessions, Rita will be able. We will need to give like numbers for people to join. It will be like a queue in front of normal person. Since they will be
Mm,
open. It'll be like
they will be.
too many
They will
people.
be.
Oh man, we're doing like a WhatsApp group as well. So if anyone wants to,
Look for headphones. One second, I'm gonna try and look for some headphones so it's a bit louder.
yeah,
Is
that's
that
good.
plugged in? Is that plugged in here?
Guys, we're doing some WhatsApp group. So if anyone wants to join, like we just getting together and change some message during the day, and also all the previous interviews, they're all on the YouTube. We're loading them to the YouTube. If you miss any of the live, so you can watch it.
Turn that down, come on.
I'm there. I'm going to be the next slide as well. Wow.
Put that down.
Yeah, so that you.
What? How come it's not working? Sorry, let me just get these headphones in.
That's okay.
No?
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the next one in line here. I'm going to join us too.
Amar.
Uh,
Yes. Hold on 1 second. Just untangling them. You sure it works? Let's see.
yeah,
Yeah, that sounds much better.
it's better, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
I find it's better with the phone as well, man. John, so tell us, how's your life on the lockdown? How's the family
Uh,
doing?
it's all right, We're trying to keep our hopes up, stay busy every day, just do different activities. But it's a bit weird and it's a bit sad for the kids, you know what I mean? Just their freedom and their childhood's a bit of it's been taken away from them. That's how I feel. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's complicated. And how's the training going? I always see videos of you training with your boys as well. And how?
You know what? Since this thing, I haven't really been training. Just been doing the odd little thing in the garden. Nothing special. Not consistent. I'm not gonna lie. Like my morale's down because of this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just you just is. I don't know. Just don't know what's really going on. So, but I just want it to blow over, then everything will be back to normal.
That's it. This
Yeah.
is one of the reasons I'm doing that too. I was feeling quite run down. I was feeling like you kind of because my job died off as well. So
Yeah.
teacher, it's just like we cannot do anything. So I just felt
Mm,
like I was really getting to like my head. And then when they said 3 weeks more, I was like, oh my goodness. So then I just
yeah.
said I have to shake up and do something. But I this is why we're doing that, and it's being like a really really blessed. But then really motivate me. It's a good it's a good way for us to be together as well. I think
It
the
is.
gym
It
is something
is.
very important because we have the physical, but the mental also. It really keeps our head, gives us
Yeah.
like some direction, isn't it?
Yeah. It does. It does. It does.
And
Does.
tell us, I just before we get into the fighting business, I just saw that you had some new puppies there from your dog. So everybody's at home. So I'm sure some of the guys want to get a puppy, and you have the best ones in the world. So they were asking about
Yeah.
bullies. Just tell us more about them.
Yeah. They're a breed called American Bullies. So they're like legal pit bulls, but yeah, they're show dogs. So there's shows up and down the country, all over Europe. so you can enter them in shows, and they go for decent money. So that takes up a lot of my time, taking pictures, feeding, training them. It's a lot of time consuming.
That's it, man. They're amazing.
Yeah.
When
Thank you, Ria.
in the future I can afford one of them, they're so amazing. They're like, whoa. And the big ones, they are like proper dogs. So it's just like,
Yeah,
if anyone haven't seen it yet, just go on his Instagram. He has like, what's the Instagram for the dogs as well? We also have an Instagram for the dogs.
Bullies Block Kennels.
That's it. That's it.
Bullies Block Kennels. Yeah, yeah.
Proper dogs, guys. You must check it. And also, I know you run other business as well. How is the other business going? Like with the renovations, and you have the company also that you run. Is it still?
Yeah. That's on hold at the moment. The cleaning business and the maintenance. With the maintenance, I've just been taking small jobs, so like empty properties and just like normal painting. So no big jobs because it's hard to get the resources at the moment. It's some crazy waiting lists on B&Q's websites, and it's just a lot of headache. So that's just a bit slow at the moment. But I'm sure when this blows over, it should be
Ricardo
blowing good.
waiting for his dog there.
Oh
Ricardo,
yeah, I said that for a long time, boss man. But you chose the other route. You got the Presa Canero. But I would have a long time. I would have given you one.
but Peter said you don't give him one, so you can send it to me. There's no problem, Jarvis. I take it.
No, they've got space over there. They've got space for another dog. So when they're ready, there's one here waiting for them.
Look,
100%.
everybody wants the dogs now. We might take before the end of the live, guys. You might get a screenshot of the dog. We're not gonna promise. If there's two, ways, you might get to see the dog.
I can give you a quick little. I didn't want to wake them up.
Yeah.
But that's the mama sleeping down in there. She's sleeping. This is my dog room, by the way. No, look.
Yeah.
That's my boy there, Mac. So yeah, they're sleeping.
Wow, look at them guys. So amazing.
Yeah. If I wake them up, they're gonna want some food. So
leave them
alone. That's my big boy there.
Oh, look at him. Amazing.
Yeah.
And tell us why Mr. Intense? Why Mr. Intense?
You know who gave me the name is Tim Radcliffe.
Oh.
And I run with that name. So I always give the props to him. You know, I don't know. My fights was just like, it's a bit rushy, just like beat the guy up. It's all intense. So he just like, oh, he is intense. And I just ran with that name. That's it.
It's so good. It's intense. It's good. Yeah.
And it works. Yeah.
Knowing you, man, I know that you always train like to the limit. You never like halfway, you know. So it's always That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah.
Tell us about martial arts. How did it happen in your life? How did you start to do martial arts?
Yeah, I first started doing a bit of boxing when I used to live in Lambeth at the age of about 7. I was just doing it at a boxing gym called Fitzroy Lodge. It was at the bottom of my road. So I was doing it there for about 6 years. I had a few amateur fights, and then I moved from Lambeth to Croydon, and I kind of gave up in like sports because I bucked up into the wrong crowd. It was that wrong phase in my life, and then dropped football, dropped the boxing, and was just doing other things. And then I was in the gym one day, and then there was a guy walking around in the gym, and he always used to think he was like macho and walking around giving me and my cousin the looks. You're right, Ramon? Yeah, giving me and my cousin the looks while we're doing the weights. And then cut a long story short, we started talking and found out that guy, he does MMA, and that's Scott Jensen. So even if me and my cousin was gonna like have a little altercation with that guy in the gym, he would have beaten us up there and then. And so yeah, I bucked into Scott, and then Scott just from there he took me on, started doing some pads with me in a local park first because I could fight. I was just a street fighter. I was very overweight, and yeah, I was just a street fighter, but it's totally different. Learn martial arts, you know what I mean? Anybody that's got a martial arts behind them to a normal street fighter. It's two different things. And then that's it. Today, I'm here today. Yeah.
And how did you get to Nova Força? How did it happen?
I got recommended Nova Força by a few people. Scott being one, Kim, Farid being another one, and a guy called Pat Burke. They recommended me to go to Nova because I moved from Croydon. I moved down to like Epsom sides. So when I first tried to go to Nova Força, they were in the Rainbow Centre, I think. They were in the Rainbow Centre, and I sent a message to Rick a couple times. I know, Rick, you're watching. I sent it to you a couple times, and you didn't reply to me, you know.
Yeah.
You didn't reply to me, but anyways, yeah. A couple years later, maybe 2-3 years later, I actually went to the gym. That's when they were just where they are now, and yeah, that's where I am today. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's good. Yeah, it's good. So everything works for the best. Even though he didn't reply, you end up getting there and 20 of us.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Just, I'm hard to get. It was like in demand. The man is in demand.
Nah, Rick, I don't know. He put me off. I was like, oh, this guy. I rang him first. I rang him and he didn't answer. Then I left the message. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. But, you know.
First time I went to training Nova Force, I check on the website and then say 7 o'clock training session. So then I woke up at 5:30 and then I went, and then I was in front there like waiting for someone. Nobody turned up, nobody. And then I went to that trailer on the side and I said, guys, you know the lesson here, there's a 7:30 lesson. And then the guy said, they never be here at 7:30. They probably be at 10:30 in the evening, but never 7:30. And I said, oh no. And then I came back again, and then after I came back in the evening, and they said, oh no, there's less to have anymore. I said, okay. At least they made me wake up early anyway. That was a good workout.
Yeah. 1 second, let me turn this TV down. These kids play too much Fortnite. Fortnite.
Yeah. And tell us about your first MMA fight. How was it?
My first MMA fight. So it was after maybe doing maybe about 6 months training with Scott. So it wasn't too long after like learning a little bit. I didn't have no floor game, just a little bit of hands. And I took a fight. It was on a show called Fury in the Coronet, and it was against a very experienced guy. Yeah, the guy, he's had many fights in South Africa. He's some black belt in judo or something along that. But I didn't know all of these finer details until after, when they put the video on YouTube.
Yeah.
He had his interview. He had a post-fight interview, which I didn't have one. So obviously now that I'm experienced in the game, I know I got set up. Because even the gloves that we used was pro gloves, and I've still got them to this day. And obviously it was my first fight. I was an amateur. So yeah, that was my first fight. We had the fight, and I gave it to him, but it was just heart more than anything. He had technique, and yeah, he beat me. And second fight, my second amateur fight, I fought a guy called Brendan Cherry. He's had a few fights as well at the time, but he wasn't nothing special. But I was beating him, but what I lost on was fitness. Yeah, you have to be fit in that cage. You know, like, yeah, it can get sticky sometimes. If you've been there, then you know the feeling that I'm talking about. You know, when you have to take that second breath. And yeah, he took me into the deep waters. Basically, I gassed out. I was too intense on him.
Okay. Yeah.
And then yeah, he beat me basically like that. So then after that, I just took a long time off. That's when I found Nova Força.
Yeah.
And I started doing some jiu-jitsu. And yeah, that's it. Today I'm here.
Oh, man, that's good, man. You're the second one to say about it, because we had Nathan as well, and he said the same thing. That one thing that he was missing was to kind of research the opponents before the fight, because sometimes people set you up. They just, if you don't look up, you think it's an easy fight, but then when you get there, it's completely different, isn't it?
100%. So yeah.
And I did this question to Tim the other day. It was like, there's two kind of fighters nowadays. The guys that they're nice guys, and then there the ones that they do the trash talking, and then they stress people and get them like very like out of the comfort zone. And
Mm.
what do you think about that? What do you think about? And have you ever been talk trash by someone that make you like upset and
Nah, I haven't been in that situation, and I know one day it will come because that's the game right now. You know, like obviously, like I did watch your interview with Tim, and he said the same thing. It sells. It's what sells. So people are gonna do it, whether you're really about what you say, or whether you're just really a coward and you're just trying to make some money. That it's just what sells. So I don't personally like it because I get kind of emotional,
yeah,
if you know what I mean. Yeah, and it could probably. Yeah, I just don't really like it. Let's just fight.
yeah,
If
that's
anything,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, because knowing you, this is why I think this question is quite appropriate. Because you guys, you're always on the edge like that, and then if someone talk talk shit with you, you're probably gonna be the first one to you're gonna make you even more like intense. I think if you
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I think that's my downfall really, is that's what I need to work on the most. Just trying to stay composed and not stress about things too much.
but maybe it's your strength as well. We can see both
Mm,
ways, because
yeah,
you if you go intense, it's just like people gonna be always scared because they know that you won't gonna be you're gonna come to finish. That
yeah.
that can be your strength too. So don't see this way because it can be everything has both ways. So it's
No,
probably
it's true, it's true, it's true, it's true.
uh, it's, uh, and when you go fighting, we had Dave ask this question the other day. When you go fighting, do you think about kill the guy or do you think just about hurting them? What's your
Well, you have mixed emotions. Like, you have mixed emotions. You obviously want to hurt the guy because you don't want to be hurt. You have the fear of being hurt yourself. You know, it's just a mixed emotions. But I just know when you're in there, the build up is what's hardest. That is the hardest thing for me, is the build up. But once you're in there, it's not hard. It's not hard. So that's what
Jake
that's what I
just said
think. Yeah.
that Jake just said that you from Mr. Intense to Mr. Chamomile. If you go too easy, you have to keep the intensity. No chamomile here, man. Just intensity. Jake,
Jake, this thing.
man. And how do you feel? You said a little bit already, but how do you feel before the fight? How is it? How do you handle? How is it with you? Anything to do different or?
You know what? I think it all depends on the fight camp. If it's a mixture of everything. For me, I can't speak for everybody else, but for me, it's a mixture of everything. You have to have the perfect fight camp. You have to have the right people around you, like positive, no negatives, because it just takes the one little negative to tip you off the rail, to make you go left. So yeah, it depends on the fight camp. I can have sometimes when I'm really up for it, or I can have sometimes when it's like, damn, is it worth the stress?
Yeah, yeah,
That's me being real.
that's it, man. No, but we want to see you a lot of times more in the cage, man. You're amazing. And what's your favorite part of the training, guys? What do you like most? We had we had some people that said that is warm up. We had one vote for warm up to now. It's Ash, and then we had like three
Ash
votes.
warm up. He would like that, wouldn't he?
He used to love the warm up. He's his speech background, and then
Yeah,
we had two votes for specific for sparring, and then we have like three votes for sparring. What would be your favorite part?
mine's just sparring.
Yeah,
It has to be that bit. You know?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's it. That's intensity, intensity. That's where the name come from.
yeah.
And what was the toughest fight you always had? Like from the ones that you felt like really.
The toughest fight I had was a guy called Eugenius. That was my first fight on Nova. That was my first fight for Nova, and I remember being with Luke from Nova, and we didn't on the day we didn't know who our opponents was. Do you know what I mean? And then Eugenus came in, and he was big. He had a thick neck, thick legs, everything. And Luke said, "Oh no, that's my opponent." I was like, "Him? Are you sure?" It was like, "No, you lot are definitely not the same weight." Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, it is him. I've looked him up. I've looked him online. It was him." I was like, "Oh, okay. Wow." You get me? And then I was walking out, I said, "Rick, where's my opponent?" Rick said, "Yeah, that's your opponent, Jarvis." Yeah. In my head, I said, who this guy? I was like, all right, yeah, no problem. That's what I said to Rick. I said, yeah, all right, no problem. But in my head, I was like, this guy, wow, this guy is big. He was like double my size, man. And he was strong. I don't think his striking was too good, but it was just the beginning of me of like my transition into like actually become a martial artist instead of a street fighter. So it was my first fight, and I done well. We went 3 rounds, and he was strong. He was back and forth. I showed good heart in that fight. But I think if I was to fight him now, it'll be a different story. I'm much more better than I am now, and I don't give myself enough credit sometimes. You know what I mean? But yeah.
That's the lesson.
Rick is laughing. Rick is laughing. He set me up. He set me up, boss. Yeah. All right.
We have Pacheco team. He's like a club of jiu-jitsu there in Brazil as well. Well done, man. Thank you for joining us. And look,
Okay.
another question for you here, man. And was the best fight? The fight that you felt like was like very good. You just and when you think about fights, is the one that comes in your mind.
Yeah. I forgot his name, but something the caveman. He says his name was something the caveman. And why I like that fight is because I was a bit more composed. It still was a quick fight, but I was a bit more composed. Like, I saw his kick, I grabbed his kick, took him down. I done like a scissor sweep on him. It was more neat. It was quite good. And also, Bill Brovko was a decent fight as well. That was my professional debut. It was all right. It was an all right fight. But yeah, I think that caveman, whoever that caveman guy is, yeah.
The cave probably by now. The cave,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we just have like Nathan joining as well. Hello, Nathan.
What's
Yeah,
happening, bro?
yeah.
Yeah.
Look, and about now talking about Nova Força. What do you
Yep.
think about the sparring there when you have those big guys, like for example, uh, Justin Style? What do you think
Yeah.
with these guys there? What's
Yeah. I love sparring Justin because it's like you just know every time you sparring him. Well, with me, because I always go. I don't give it a little bit. You know what I mean? I kind of go hard as well. So I know that I know it can handle Justin, but it's just I know I'm gaining, if you know what I mean, because he's like iron sharpens iron. In other words, you know what I mean? He's solid, and he also teaches you at the same time. He has patience as well. Jose is another one. You
yeah,
know, Jose, we've got a lot of time to teach as well. You know, he's very skillful. Paul, you know what I mean? There's too many names to mention, to be honest.
yeah. And have you ever had to tap with someone like that's the question I do every time. Like you had to tap with someone very sweaty or hairy, like putting the hair on your face or dripping sweat on your mouth. Have you ever had to tap with someone like that?
Nah, I haven't come across that experience. Listen, I'm not really one to talk anyways. I sweat a lot.
At least you had the hash guard. Some guys they just come like no hash guard and then rah, with the hairy.
Yeah. Nah, I sweat a lot, man. Listen, my system is working well, so that's why the sweat comes out. So yeah, nah, I haven't really had that
And who is your top
experience.
partner there, Jarvis? Who is the one that you really feel like challenge you, but not too much, and then you can have a good row and always it's like make you like it's the good sparring when you feel that you can lose but you can win, and then you can always
It's too many names. You can't really say just like one name. You know what I mean?
pick
It's
one.
different kind of sparring. Like I like sparring with Jose. I like sparring with you. You know.